All right, so picking up on page 151, about line 315. So the guy who answers Sir Gawain is the Green Knight, and he says, I'm going to give you what you promised. This is very ominous. And then instead of appearing right away, he just keeps that sharpening going a little longer. That's pretty intimidating. And he's got this Danish axe, which is a long bladed axe, not swords in this case, both time axes. All right, and it's described a little bit here. With a broad blade and bright, bent in a curve, filed to a fine edge, 4 feet it measured, by the length of the lace that was looped around the haft. And in form as at first the fellow all green, his lordly face and his legs, his locks and his beard, save that firm upon 2 feet forward he strides, sets a hand on the axe head, the haft to the earth, when he came to the cold stream and cared not to wade. He vaults over on his axe and advances amain on a broad bank of snow, overbearing and brisk of mood. So intimidating all the way around. How he leaps through the water, not wanting to wade. He's all green again. He's striding. He vaults. He's got a lordly face. Little did the knight incline when face to face they stood. Said the other man, Friend mine, it seems your word holds good. So Sir Gawain only bends a little bit. He shows his bravery. Anyone else may have hightailed it out of there and ran away. And the Green Knight says, Oh, okay, you showed up. Your word is good at least. God love you, Sir Gawain, said the Green Knight then. And well met this morning, man, at my place, and you have followed me faithfully and found me betimes. And on the business between us, we both are agreed. 12 months ago today, you took what was yours, and you at this new year must yield me the same. And we have met in these mountains, remote from all eyes. There is none here to halt us or hinder our sport. It is remote. Nobody's around to stop it. Unhasp your high helm and have here your wages. Make no demur than I did myself. So basically, don't be a coward. Don't be any less than what I was when I took my blow. When you hacked off my head with one hard blow. No, by God, said Sir Gawain, that granted me life. I shall grudge not the guerdon, grim though it prove. And you may lay on as you like till the last of my part be paid. He proffered with good grace his bare neck to the blade, and feigned a cheerful face. He scorned to seem afraid. So he kind of like, okay, here's my neck. And he looks cheerful, but that's not what he's feeling inside. Then the grim man in green gathers his strength, heaves high the heavy axe to hit him the blow. With all the force in his frame, he fetches it aloft with a grimace as grim as he would grind him to bits. Had the blow he bestowed been as big as he threatened, a good knight and gallant had gone to his grave. But Gawain, at the great axe, glanced up aside as down it descended with death-dealing force, and his shoulder shrank a little from the sharp iron. So basically, the Green Knight is like ready to go, and he raises the axe, and Sir Gawain flinches. And that stops everything. Otherwise, his head would have been cut off right there. Abruptly, the brawny man breaks off the stroke, and then reproved with proud words that prince among knights. You are not Gawain the Glorious, the Green Man said. That never fell back on the field in the face of the foe, and now you flee for fear and have felt no harm. Such news of that knight I never heard yet. I moved not a muscle when you made to strike, nor cavilled at the cut in King Arthur's house. My head fell to my feet, yet steadfast I stood, and you, all unharmed, are wholly dismayed, wherefore the better man I, by all odds, must be. Here is a strong accusation. Basically, you flinched, I didn't flinch. You are not brave in any way, shape, or form. But go on, man, in God's name, and get to the point. Deliver me my destiny and do it out of hand, for I shall stand to the stroke and not stir an inch till your axe has hit home. On my honor, I swear it. So Gawain's like, okay, go, give me another chance. I won't flinch. Have at thee then, said the other, and heaves it aloft, and glares down as grimly as he had gone mad. He made a mighty feint, but marred not his hide, withdrew the axe adroitly before it did damage. Gawain gave no ground, nor glanced up aside, but stood still as a stone, or else a stout stump that is held in hard earth by 100 roots. Okay, so the Green Knight raises the axe, does his chopping again, but stops just shy of Sir Gawain's neck. But to his credit, Sir Gawain this time does not flinch. He does not move. He is steady as a rock. Then merrily does he mock him, the man all in green. So now you have your nerve again. I needs must strike upon the high knighthood that Arthur bestowed, and keep your neck bone clear if this cut allows. Then was Gawain gripped with rage, and grimly he said, Why, thrash away, tyrant, I tire of your threats. You make such a scene, you must frighten yourself. So Gawain gets upset that the Green Knight didn't go ahead and hit him on that time. I guess maybe if you think about it, death postponed takes an awful lot of courage. A quick death is so much easier than long, drawn out, waiting and expecting. Said the green fellow, In faith, so fiercely you speak that I shall finish this affair. No further grace allow. He stands prepared to strike, and scowls with both lip and brow. No marvel if the man mislike, who can hope no rescue now. So this is the third time. He gathered up the grim axe and guided it well. Let the barb at the blade's end brush the bare throat. He hammered down hard, yet harmed him no whit, save a scratch on one side that severed the skin. The end of the hooked edge entered the flesh, and a little blood lightly leapt to the earth. The green girdle worked. And when the man beheld his own blood bright on the snow, he sprang a spear's length with feet spread wide, seized his high helm, and set it on his head. Shoved before his shoulders the shield at his back, bears his trusty blade, and boldly he speaks. Not since he was a babe born of his mother was he once in this world one half so blithe. Have done with your hacking, harry me no more. I have borne as behooved one blow in this place. If you make another move, I shall meet it midway, and promptly I promise you pay back each blow with brand. So he grabbed his helmet, put it on, got his sword ready, and basically is saying, you only get one chance. That was your real one chance. If you try anything again, now I'm going to attack you. One stroke acquits me here. So did our covenant stand in Arthur's court last year. Wherefore, sir, hold your hand. He lowers the long axe and leans it there, talking about the Green Knight, sets his arms on the head, the haft on the earth, and beholds the bold knight that bides there afoot. How he faces him, fearless, fierce in full arms, and plies him with proud words, it pleases him well. Then once again, gaily to Gawain he calls, and in a loud voice and lusty delivers these words. Bold fellow, on this field your anger forbear. No man has made demands here in manner uncouth, nor done, save as duly determined at court. I owed you a hit, and you have it. Be happy therewith. In other words, don't be angry. We're all even. The rest of my rights here I freely resign. Had I been a bit busier, a buffet perhaps, I could have dealt more directly and done you some harm. So if I had been busier or tried a little harder, I could have really dealt you a blow that hurt you. First I flourished with a feint in frolicsome mood, and left your hide unhurt. And here I did well by the fair terms we fixed on the first night, and fully and faithfully you followed accord, gave over all your gains as a good man should. So he said he did fake it, and then he did the real thing, and Gawain held up his part of the bargain, and so they are all good. But there's a little bit more.